Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think how you stated it is exactly how we felt. I think it was an incredibly important emotional win for us in the sense of getting us back on track to our identity and who we want to be as a team and how our team has been historically, which is very aggressive, always on the front foot, always looking for the opportunity. And I think that we displayed that very well in that game. And so I think it serves as a standard for us to not drop below and to continue to grow upon as this tournament progresses. And so I think that serves very well coming into this next game. We want to match that standard and we want to increase it.
I echo those same sentiments, and I think just the way the game played out, you can see most of that in our defensive presence, and every game calls for different things. We expect this game to be a bit more balanced, so we're looking forward to bringing that same level of intensity and also having more of the ball. We respect all of our opponents. You know, we're very familiar with Canada. We've played many games against them. We're ready and excited for the challenge of getting the opportunity to play them next. I think actually some of their last match shows just it's difficult to score goals at times, and finding a way is important. The game is changing in that regard a bit, but we expect that they will be bringing their full squad, their full force, that they will be ready to play us with whatever methods they choose. And yeah, that it's just one of those, you know, those opponents that you play so consistently that we know what to expect. We're going to expect a battle, and they've been working through some changes in their squad as well, starting to introduce new players, having a little bit of a successful at it, and it's going to present different challenges for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic rivalry for us. As you said, we've played them many times, and it's always a great game. I think that building off of our last game is what's most important for us for our success. I think regardless of tactics and technical execution, those are incredibly important. But I think also stepping up to the plate of it being a rivalry game, of it having a lot of kind of emotional and mental implications as well. I think it's important for us to approach that game with aggression and with confidence, and be ready for the game to be quite a battle.
I think, you know, for us, it's pretty simple. It's taking care of the game in all phases of play. And we anticipate a more balanced game. So that would just mean for us, making sure we have the same intensity in terms of defending, carrying out our game plan when it comes to defending, and then making sure in the moments where we have the ability to settle the ball, that we are moving the ball in the areas that we want to move the ball, with these kind of predetermined areas that we want to get into. And I think something that we're starting to identify in the squad is, you know, against Colombia, for instance, identifying goals that would come from attacking transition was really important. But this is a squad that can and does score goals from open play. I think half of our goals have been coming, a third of our goals were from open play up until this tournament, and now about half of them are from open play. And we can score from transition, we can score from set pieces, we can score from open play, and we can score from open play that doesn't quite turn out, and or organized attack that doesn't quite turn out, and then we have a regain moment that allows us to continue the attack. So I think when it comes to attacking, there's a lot of different ways that we can implement our strategies to end up with the same type of finishes, and the goal would be to put ourselves in position to do that as often as possible.
For the fans, I think it's so incredibly important for you guys to show up. Your support means a lot to us, and the energy that we gain from fans on the field, we can feel it, it's palpable. So, you know, to be able to walk out into a stadium and know that you know thousands of people have your back and are excited to cheer you on is really something that gives you confidence going into a game. So I think especially in a rivalry game, it's really important for our fans to show up and cheer for us. So we're excited to see everybody.
Well, they have quite a good partnership. Both have, you know, different strengths, both very good on the ball, have the ability to have big vision in terms of looking at play well in advance of them, but also disguise play closer to them. Very good ability to play short, medium, and long range passes. And then they're excellent defenders. You know, when we look at some of these games that we've been a little bit higher up in the opponent's half, we can't ignore the fact that a lot of these opponents have excellent attacking players, and we've really done a good job of taking care of our countermeasures takes a lot of discipline, a lot of focus, a lot of intelligence, and they're doing a great job at that, shutting down, really viable threats when we have the ball.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to play with Naomi. I feel like Nay is, one of the best defenders that I've seen, and certainly is only improving as the years go on. I played with her in club for a few years. I overlapped with her for a year at Stanford, though I wasn't able to be on the field. And so it really is a nice kind of resurgence of years past to be back out on the field with her. It's always so difficult to play against her in club, so it's nice to be on the same team as her, and to be able to use her assets instead of trying to figure out how to break them down. So it's really just a very fun pairing. I feel like I'm learning a lot from her, and I feel like the partnership is only growing. So I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I think you're kind of pointing out players that have played closer to each other in recent matches. And, proximity allows for synergy. It allows for reading moments in a little bit different ways. Sam and Corbin playing next to each other has been pretty consistent at training, and something that we've just recently seen in games, but something we've been preparing for. So that's been exciting to see it come to life. And we have quite a different, a mix of different pairings, in the wide areas. And then part of that is just because of the roles and responsibilities of wide players can be quite taxing, and there needs to be rotation there at times. But those partnerships that you mentioned are key. And like Jenna and Jaden Shaw, for instance, their ability to play together in tight spaces and also pick and choose the right moments to perhaps make opposite movements with each other, one running in behind, one coming low, is very, very good. Trinity is somebody that Fox, I think you mentioned Foxy, they do play very well together, and Trinity's been doing a really good job of keeping with and allowing for more time for people below her to play with her, which has been really key in isolating her at times. So I think those partnerships that you picked out are really good, strong examples of what can happen when you get this many games back to back and this much time together, both in training and in games. Yeah, in terms of, future matches and things like that, we'll leave that for speculation. It makes it difficult. Excitement for the crowd that, hopefully will come and to see who's going to play, and also a little bit more difficult for our opponents. But I think playing in, at home is always meaningful for us, all of us, to play here in the States, and where this is really, really important. But especially when you're in your hometown or your club's town, that's a big, big deal. I thought we saw a big shift in the last